Now I told you I was going to underscore the two forces that cause money to move toward you. Now I'm going to share with you the first one. And this is the practical force that causes money to move. Whether or not it moves toward you is going to depend entirely on the nature of the questions you ask, and not just the nature of the questions you ask, but when you ask them. And if you do not ask these questions in the right time frame, the money will not move toward you. By and large, this industry asks its questions too late. My brother and his wife are both executives, both work for major companies, and they both left their jobs, changed their careers at the same time, and said they were inundated with phone calls from financial advisors. Calling when? After the fact. See? So what did they do? They called me and they said, lead us to someone you know we can trust. People don't want to make financial decisions in the midst of chaos, do they? And when do people undo and unwind and screw up and sabotage their financial lives? In the midst of these moments in life, don't they? Now, here's the law that causes money to move. I call it MIM when lit. M-I-M when L-I-T. Money is in motion when life is in transition. Money is in motion when life is in transition. So give me an example. Go ahead, talk back to me. Give me an example of a life transition that causes money to move. Retirement, right? Death. Someone said divorce. You know what divorce is? It's the exact opposite of compounding wealth. It is. I have a friend who used to be a rock star. He's had 3 marriages. He's broke. It's the exact opposite of compounding wealth. Every life transition, the money moves afterward. See? So a major bank in this country did a study on the retirement transition, where and you guys are involved in this retirement business, and how far ahead of the actual transition you had to start the conversation to have the assets roll toward you. Guess what the answer was? How far in advance of the actual transition did you need to start the conversation on average? 4.5 years on average. We need to start the conversation earlier to be positioned for the assets to roll toward us. Well, if it's true of retirement, it's true of every other transition. The problem is we don't understand the transitions well enough. One of the studies my organization, the Financial Life Planning Institute, has done and continues to do is on life transitions. We have actually got a transition checklist that you can just give to a client. They check off which ones they're going through right now, and then we produce a report for them that shows them here's the financial implications that are tied to your transition. So we need to have a conversation. Well, now we've got a pulsating context, don't we? When we're talking about life transitions, this is what I'm going through and this is what's going to happen to my money. I need to do something with my money to make sure I'm ahead of this. And the law that drives this is prepare instead of repair. Let's look ahead and anticipate the transitions that are happening right now. What's happening in your life? What are your concerns right now? And are we financially prepared? Are you financially positioned against these concerns? And what changes do you see coming in your life in the next year or two? Let's prepare instead of repair. How many of you have gotten the phone call too late where it's like, oh, did I tell you I'm getting divorced? Oh. It's a little late now, isn't it? Prepare, don't repair.